Oh, that's so dope. South Africa and Iceland for those projects?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
like it?
Oh, I loved it. We were in Cape Town for South Africa, and oh my God, so beautiful. We were there in the summer, but it's interesting. The weather would shift. One day it would be cold. We'd be in the mountains, like
Yeah.
freezing in July, and then the next day, literally the next day, we'd be like in the sun, only 5 miles in
Oh,
another
wow.
area, but we were like tearing the sleeves off our shirts. We were like so hot.
Yeah.
And Iceland was crazy. Same weather. Weather is just wild out
Yeah,
there.
it looked like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Iceland was really interesting, but we caught it at a very wild time
Yeah.
last summer.
And it's such a small country. I always thought it was like 11, 15 hours to get there. It was like
No, yeah, it's
going
like
to be
6 hours.
almost, yeah.
Yeah, it was like shorter than flying to London. It felt
Were
like.
you there? Because when I was there, it was like daytime almost the whole day.
Yes.
So I kept waking up thinking I was like, what day is it?
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like,
I had the
was late to
blackout curtains
something.
in my hotel.
'Cause
Like
they had tours
I'd
out.
look out and I'm like, oh, it's still daylight.
But I love for me to be like productive. To me, that's the best because I get anxiety if I haven't done enough.
Yes.
And the day starts to get dark.
Yes,
I'm like, oh my
yes.
God.
Yes.
But there, it's just you still got what 2 more hours.
Oh yeah, and everyone's so chill too. Yeah,
and they're so polite. They're like they talk very calm.
yeah.
They almost have to lean in and say what.
You know what reminded me of Portland? I lived
Oh, I
in
haven't
Portland
been
for a
there.
couple of years. Reminded me of folks out.
Speaking of inspirations, how do ideas come to you? Are you like would you describe yourself as a 24-hour creative? Or do you have a practice where you have to like meditate, read something for ideas to come to you or be in nature?
Oh, it kind of depends. If it's like a commission or a client's coming to me and essentially asking me to solve a problem for them, right? Because that's what I think commercial work is, problem solving in a lot of ways. That I find it comes through conversation. I like to investigate the issue at hand or like really talk it out.
Yeah.
And I really want to hear like the source of what a client is looking for. And like from there ideas come. But then if it's for something that is like a personal project or something like that is a personal passion point, then that is like the genesis of an idea comes and sometimes you just don't know when it's going to come, but like when it does come, then I fixate on it.
Yeah.
Then I fixate on it, and then that becomes the problem for me to solve, where I just start building an infrastructure around that thing I want to solve. I'll give you for instance, for a couple of years ago, I did an exhibit in Soho called Human Response, and it was an AI inspired exhibit. And when I say AI inspired, like AI was incorporated into it, but it wasn't the full thing. It was in 2023. It was around the death of my father. My father
Oh,
passed.
I'm so sorry.
Oh no, that's okay. It was an interesting time in my life. I'm still trying to understand what it's like to be an orphan. No, but he passed in 2022, and it was sudden, but also we knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
He was 83, and he lived a long life. And I was going through this process of grief, and it was also the same time that ChatGPT became a household name, because the first usable product started to release to people in 2020. So I started having these conversations with ChatGPT about my father, and I started like asking ChatGPT to create versions of his life that hadn't existed in order for me to just create new memories of him.
Oh, wow, like a quantum physics type of timeline.
Yeah, exactly. What is
Wow,
this
okay.
like multiversal idea?
Yeah.
And how can I like extract new concepts and new memories of a person after they passed? So I started doing this for months without realizing that I want to turn into something. But then a few months in, like after 2 or 3 months of doing this, I had pages, like the equivalent of pages and pages of a conversation. I decided I need to turn this into something. So I just put my own funding, my own resources into this. And then I turned it into a 10-minute short film, what became like what I edited down to a 10,000 word conversation. So it's very transparent that it's conversation with AI, but about my father. And then it also turned into designed works, but designed with myself and also a couple of others that I'm working with. And also augmented reality too. And so it was a short film, augmented reality. We built a whole space in Soho at this space called 368. It's I think it's a different gallery now. It's like right below Broadway, and that ran for about 6 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was one of those things where I really like an earworm kind of thing in my mind. Like this concept turned it into snowballed. I wanted to turn it into a show, and then the show becomes a film plus physical works plus augmented reality. So we're working with creative technologists as well. And then we're trying to find the space or building a space. It becomes very physical. I'm basically living in this place for 72 hours before our launch. And also, I don't know if you remember this, but in 2023, there was that death cloud that ascended over New York in May. Do you remember what I'm talking
Like
about?
the orange,
You-
reddish
the
cloud.
orange
Yeah,
reddish
yeah.
cloud that came from, I think, Canadian wildfires or
Yeah.
something. So we were supposed to open on like a Thursday,
I forgot about
I think.
that.
And then the death cloud was the same day that the death cloud came. So we had to move it like 24 hours or 48
wow.
hours, which gave us more time because
Yeah.
we wanted to build the space even more. But I was like, wow, just like the way the world, the way the
Works,
universe
yeah.
works. But that was one of those instances where it was a transformative experience to problem solve on this epic scale for 10 months to 11 months, like almost a year, where working with clients like FIFA or working with a Hoka, or I just did a really great project with the WNBA. Those things take months at a time or sometimes a year at a time as well. But yeah, different problem solving mechanism.
Love that. And do you think like being Filipino, how do you correctly pronounce like Filipino from Philippines? It's like Filipino?
Oh,
Never
I
can
think
get it.
yeah, I think you put the emphasis on the second I, so Filipino.
Filipino. Okay.
Yeah, Filipino.
Filipino. Because I always
Yeah.
try to. Have you heard that Black Eyed Peas song from I think their third or second album?
Mm.
It's the guy with the mohawk. He has a
Yeah.
Philippines dedicated because he's from there. It's a
Yes.
Filipino song. And
Yes,
the way he
yes.
said Filipino. I always try to get it, but
Oh,
English is
yeah.
my second language, so it makes it more difficult.
I think it's funny because which one is that?
It's like bebo,
Yes,
something
yes,
like
yes.
that.
It sounds that song to me sounds like something I would hear back home in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Because it's like the phonetic, like the sonic
Yeah.
quality of it, like the syllables, the actual syllables that they're saying.
Yeah.
It's very much sounds like that.
I love languages and I
Yeah.
love like the pronunciations
Yes.
that you guys have. Shout out to Cameron Diaz when she said lumpia.
Shout out to Cameron Diaz on TikTok.
I have to show you the TikTok for you to get it. You're gonna
There you
love
go.
it.
Yeah, before I get out of here.
But so going back to being Filipino and being raised in New Jersey, do you think that has impacted your work and your creativity in a way?
Oh, absolutely. There's an energy around the Filipino community, and specifically the Filipino community in the generation that I grew up in, like the 80s and 90s and early 2000s, where a lot of Filipinos were coming to the States in that time. My parents came in that earlier wave, but then there was that second and third wave where, in the 80s and 90s, once a year I would find, oh, there's a new auntie or a new uncle in my life or a new
Oh,
cousin in my
wow,
life
okay.
just because they came to America.
Yeah.
And there is large Filipino communities in Jersey City and Queens, in Manhattan, and also all around the country. I have family out in the West Coast, of course. So being able to tap into that energy when it came to arts, music, culture, oh my gosh. Yeah, and especially right now, there's a rich Filipino community in the arts, like the musical artist Her, right? Olivia Rodrigo, Haley Steinfeld, she's Filipino, Bruno Mars reps. There's a really rich, beautiful culture around the Filipino community, and it's great to be around. I think for me, the way that it affected my visual work,
Yeah.
it's like this exuberance that I like to put into the work where it's eye-catching from 20 to 30 feet away, right? Especially when I'm doing a piece of visual design. I like to think of something called the 20-foot read. Does it make sense from 20 feet away?
Yeah.
And once I get close, are there details I want to investigate, right?
Yeah.
And that has to do a lot with composition, with color theory, with general hierarchical layout of elements and general design principles, right? Everything that I teach to my students and stuff. Like when I think about that, I want to have that loudness, like a very boldness, but I care so much about the details and the why of everything, right? So
Yeah.
I'm not trying to purposefully insert a cultural reference in there, but in terms of the way something vibrates, let's say,
Yeah, like subconsciously, like
exactly,
effortlessly,
exactly,
yeah.
like the vibration of something. I
that.
think that's very in tune with my identity.
I love that. You mentioned that you have a project or a collaboration with the Whitney Museum coming up. Do you mind sharing that with us?
Oh yeah, sure. It's all because of the World Cup. We're in the midst of the World Cup, and I think it's literally just started today.
Today,
But
yeah.
by as of this recording, right? It's going to be going on for like the next
Shout
month.
out to FIFA.
Shout out to FIFA, great folks over there. And so for the Whitney, they reached out because of my work that I'd done with FIFA, and I'm doing a couple of poster workshops with them, which is really cool. And that's going to happen, I think, in July. I think a couple dates in June. They're going to do them on Fridays as well.
Okay.
And then they have, those inserts that they're essentially fold outs that happen that sit in all over the Whitney. There are like these quarter panel fold outs.
Like at the check-in desk?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And like all over anywhere in the Whitney.
Oh,
And
okay,
yeah.
yeah.
I designed one of those, which is
Oh,
really
congrats.
cool. Which is really, it's so wild to design something, create something with the Whitney's branding on
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean? And work with the Whitney team. And all it is it shows my simple steps of like how to create a poster, but I really wanted to simplify it for kids and families. And also I get to tell a little bit of my story and just fold out into a poster. And also you can make your own poster with it. And then we've
that's
done
so
a version
cool.
for that as well for the mayor's office.
Okay.
For Zoran. Zoran wanted one. We did it for his office, and those will be available all over New York City and in public institutions like public libraries and schools. Yeah,
That's
and
so
like
dope.
yeah, so
Congrats.
oh, thank you. It honestly, it's
That's
one of
so
the.
cool. Is this for the Free Fridays event that they have?
It will be a part of Free Fridays, from what I understand. I think they're having workshops then, and then I'm gonna host one or two of them in July.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah, thank you. And yeah, it's all because of the World Cup, and it's wild thinking about the World Cup, this global event, right? This
Yeah.
event that's been happening for almost a century, has a great tradition, and to think that you're a part of this family now. And yeah, like my relationship to soccer and my relationship to the game of global football is so different now. Or from now until the day that I die, I feel like I will always be a part of this family.
Yeah.
In the next 4 years, I'm going to be celebrating the World Cup just as loud as I am now.
Yeah. That's so dope. Do you mind